In 2022, the National Institutes of Health published results from one of the largest women's health studies it has ever run. Researchers had tracked thousands of women for years, what they ate, how they lived, and yes, how they styled their hair. The women who used chemical hair straighteners more than 4 times a year were more than twice as likely to go on and develop uterine cancer than the women who didn't. This isn't a story about one ingredient in one bottle. The chemical at the center of it, formaldehyde, has been used in hair smoothing treatments for decades. It isn't hiding. It's classified by the International Agency for Research on Cancer as a known human carcinogen, and the agency responsible for regulating it in your hair products has known that for years. So here's the part that should make you angry. Not that the chemical exists, that the system meant to protect you from it has had 6 chances to act and taken none of them. The lawsuits are already stacking up. Federal multi-district litigation number 3060, consolidated in the Northern District of Illinois, had grown past 11,000 plaintiffs by early this year, and it's still climbing every month. The suits name L'Oreal, Revlon, Soft Sheen Carson, Strength of Nature, and other major manufacturers. The allegation is consistent across all of them. The companies knew these products contained chemicals that disrupt hormones, and they said nothing. In Georgia, one of those cases almost didn't make it to trial. The manufacturers tried to get a plaintiff's uterine fibroid claim thrown out before a jury ever heard it. It survived, first on appeal, then at the state's highest court. And here's who's actually in that courtroom. In the NIH data, roughly 60% of the frequent users were Black women. That's not biology, that's a market. For generations, straight hair wasn't styled as a preference. It was sold as the price of admission into a classroom, an office, a job interview that would take you seriously. The industry didn't create that standard by accident. It profited from enforcing it. Members of Congress have written directly to the FDA about this, not once, repeatedly. Because the agency's own timeline tells the story better than any lawsuit can, the FDA first promised a proposed rule banning formaldehyde in these products in October 2023. It missed that date. It moved to April 2024, missed that one too. Then July 2024, then September, then November, then March 2025, then July 2025, then December 31st, 2025. 6 deadlines, 6 misses. As of today, no rule exists. The chemical the agency itself flagged as dangerous is still legal to put in a bottle sold at your local beauty supply store right now while you're watching this. This isn't the first time this industry has run this exact playbook. It's the same pattern as talc, the same pattern as PFAS, the same pattern as the word fragrance, hiding 100 chemicals behind a trade secret. A product gets marketed on trust. A scientific or internal signal of harm surfaces years, sometimes decades, later, and a regulatory system that only reacts once the lawsuits pile up high enough to force its hand. It happened with talc. It's happening again here. It will happen again after this. So here's where it actually stands. More than 11,000 women, and rising every single month, decided to find out in a courtroom what nobody warned them about at the counter. What's changed since that NIH study came out in 2022 isn't the chemical. It's not the risk. It's not even the science. That's been settled for years. What's changed is nothing. And that's exactly the point.